Oh. Now, I'm gonna be the first to admit that for many, maybe Tekken 2 isn't the easiest fighter to go back to. From its wooden-limbed relative stiffness to interesting quirks like Nina's spaghetti noodle hair. Ehi, put di Nina pasta in di pan. Pasta di Nina. Bellissimo. It's defo hitting different than what came after and since, but in that, I also can't deny how deeply nostalgic it is to me, and moreover, how much it resonates with me stylistically, specifically, especially because of where and how it sits within the series. Like, I love its backgrounds, its models, its menus, its musics, its FMVs I think are goated, and it's also had a interesting cultural influence in recent years on certain types of aesthetics. I mean, I've seen the Angel visuals used in music videos and VJing shit, and I really get why, because it's incredibly resonating on so many levels. Levels I wanna break down, discuss, really cube my Kazuyas, if you know what I mean. No, Daddy, I have been cubed! Dang, keep the shine on this motherfucker's head. Okay, let's begin at the beginning. When, after our boy Paul takes off, we'll get to one of the first key pillars I want to address here. Oh, yeah, there it is. Japan. So you may be thinking like, yes, Thor, Japan. And I know, Japan, but it's important. I'll get back to it. What it's doing, obviously, is showing off our cast in their natural habitats. The Hong Kong cop, Michelle in her desert home swearing revenge, Joshua Mitsu being a weird freak robot man, and then, boom, Sheik, Nina, pause. Here's a other pillar. The class, the chic, the sophistication, the money. Like, make fun of her sketty hair all you want, but that is still some insane fucking hair tech for 1995. Anyway, after Law has his moment, we get to some Jacksons who are showing off yet a other key pillar. Freeze! The future, the tech. Not like wildly sci-fi shit. It's stuff that feels like it could be done now, but isn't because it just would be too stupid to do so. It's very subtly futuristic, I guess. And then, post King's little stumble bumble, we get to our final point here. Mother heckin' Kaz in his gold-accented penthouse manor atop a giant skyscraper evilly overlooking Tokyo, as a flyby reveals his shit to look like a medieval European castle mansion on the inside with chandeliers, red carpets, and windy stairs on resume. And shout out to Angel once again, too. Heihachi is the final obstacle in the game. To play as Heihachi, you must first defeat the game without losing. You can do this with any character, but you can't continue. The best and easiest way to get Heihachi is to go into the options menu and select the easy difficulty setting. Wow. Premium Tekken strats, I guess. Fuck of a whole lot of good that did for me, though. So, what was up with those pillars? Well, they are what I consider to be the key tenets of a vibe I've dubbed Sophista Future. I coined it a couple years ago in my Big Cool PS3 video, though I think I did so a little poorly in hindsight. Thing is, I meant to only bring it up in relation to FF13 Versus and a few other things relating to the PS3's general aesthetic, but quickly muddied the waters by also dragging in Binary Domain, which, I mean, it's a cool game, but it's just like future, you know? Post Y2K, Y2K, pre-Y2K revival future, but not Sophista. As Sophista Future is, at its core to me, the fusion of Japanese cities with European cities, and a soft future vibe courtesy of the former, and a occulty opulent energy brought on by the latter. So again, 13 Versus, with its big skyscraper ballrooms, opulent parties, golden finishes, worshipping demons in classy suits, but also clearly clearly being set inside of a Tokyo-ass city. Or Trag's Togusa building being a Japanese business building but filled with fancy marble, swanky tech, potted plants, and wooded grains. Final Fantasy VIII also has hella elements of this cool Euro JP future fusion with all manner of dope religious imagery but brought it into space. And of course, there's the amazing, the incredible Dr. Schmoke. Soon, I will make a video talking about why I like this game, and none of you will be ready. Either way, I'm not sure where this started. It's probably some anime I never seen because I don't watch anime, but one of the earliest games I can think of is Tekken 2. Because as the FMV's pillar showed, it has the Japan. It has the chic, fancy opulence. It has the near-future tech and the demonic occult shit, all beautifully amalgamating in Kaz's skyscraper swank mansion. And from there, it'll permeate into every fiber of this game, all the way down to even the character select screen. Because goddamn, this is so cool looking. It's not even the one I normally use for convenience sake, but I like the evolution it brings upon ones regardless. See, the first set a sorta, I guess, rough cut marble texture with simple embossings and goofy faces in black. Got the job done, I suppose, but fittingly here they made it more money. Golden borders, fast flowing skies, fire burning verses, and a metal texture to pair up well with the king of the Iron Fist. And I love how everyone has their own sky hue too. It's cute. She brings hella color, of course, but it also adds a sense of grandiosity, a ominousness in some cases, that makes everyone appear as if these larger-than-life, big-budget god humans, these showcases onto themselves. Which is defo how proudy the dev team felt about it, given that I have no shortage of renders.
Daddy.
Like, they were just shitting these out for any old reason, and they're all pretty dang great. And similarly, there's such a dense gravity to these trees, too. Framed slightly, angled from below, towering, big, girthy, and barely letting through any light other than some medievally Cephiot splotches of it. The arena itself is lit artificially, akin to a literal stage, which further adds to the showcase energy, especially with how the lighting never reaches far back enough to not surround the dueling two in shadows all the same. And then, on top of that, there's this ethereal-ass music. Like, this ain't fighting game music. This isn't action-y, it's just this epic grandness. Granted, I normally don't use the arranged music, I quite prefer the arcade OGs for many of the tracks, but man, the amount of artistic heft and confidence shoved into the PS1 version is really something to behold. I mean, compare it to 3, right? I love this stage, and I love 3, but it's so much more just a nice forest. It doesn't have that imposing ambiance to it, and that is exactly what makes 2 so very, very special to me.
So I'm editing right now, and I was like frame by framing to it, and you can like see bits of this stage that you don't see when, you know, you're not frame by framing. It's like, holy fuck, it's not, the trees break up, you can see the sky and shit, the trees shut up. The trees do let through light, you just don't see it normally, because you only see like this dark shit, but look, oh my god, the sky is right there. Willem, we found the sky. Oh.
Round 1. Fight!
Equal musings could be uttered about the king level, as it's once again this massive cavernous area with a ominous epic energy. I think if this was a modern game, they'd maybe put little cheering churchgoers in the pews and shit, but just the fact that it's this wholly abandoned church lit only by the light of the night seeping in through the stained glass is such a wild fucking energy. Which gets me to the point that these aren't street fights or back alley brawls. These are grand, monumental clashes of sky-framed gods upon Hong Kong skyscrapers, among fallen Greek ruins or betwixt the scorching funny rocks of Monument Valley. Larger-than-life spaces over bars, bandos, rings, and cages, which makes sense. I mean, they aren't just fighting for a trophy, there's a sinister demon CEO involved, not to mention that everyone has their goals, motivations, and stories that tend to actually be played fairly seriously. Not that there isn't any of the humorous tones the series would become known for, but I think the Nina ending is a good example of what I mean. As what I mean is that in all of these games, their stories are solely about them boobily bimboing about the place, getting up to hijinks with boys or shoes, and trying to murder prank each other. But in T2, it's legit this pretty real yet heartwarming morning moment. Just like Hot Pants and Sumo over here. The goofy romance shit of Future's present ain't present, nor does it look silly in the way that it may in later entries. Like these two cat men fighting in what looks like bumfuck Central Australia or some shit. Should be really stupid and dumb looking, right? But it's set up like a meaningful clash, with bold, dark contrasts and contrasting color palettes, and heavied by the slower heft of 2's fighting feel, framed due to technicalities almost as if they're on a platform. Again, a literal stage. Probably my favorite example of this is Cause's boss fights. Just this opulent floor surrounded solely in shadows, predicated not by action flames, but by a stark close-up of our boy, whom's then once beaten starkly and starkens as the next stage is but a mirror in the dark.
Round 1. Fight!
It's maybe just a neat trick they stumbled upon on accident while messing about with graphics, but it works so well as this poetic sort of thing. Like he's reflecting on himself, where he is, what he's become. It's a theme his FMVs certainly run with, and something very universal across Tekken 2's whole vibe. Basically, the stakes is high, and the devil-tinged money men tensions permeate a lot of what you see and hear here. Becto-san. Game point, 8,000. Dang. But sadly, he has minus 1,000 peace sign. Prototype Jack, on the other hand, with his much bigger 8,700 game point, has only minus 300 peace, giving off a Android 16-like energy. Like, yeah, sure, he wants to kill Goku, but he loves birds, you know. That said, Shiny Heihachi has damn near 10k GP and 600 motherfucking peace sign. Clearly, Heihachi is the hero we all deserve. 'Twas upon one fateful day that I decided to post a gif of Bean the Dynamite from the hit video game Sonic the Fighters to my Discord server. As I gazed upon his gloriously glistening green splendor, I had but one thought to share. Dang, this motherfucker shaded like a Spyro gemstone. The flat, low, poly-faced size flicking to highlighted as he tate is very similar to how lighting would hit cleanly cutted jewelry. And while Tekken might lack the white titties, it does utilize lighting on these flat-surfaced motherfuckers just as well. As seen in how certain blows will emit a little hue, or with how Law here is shaded sinisterly from behind. Or on Lay Stage, there's color-shifting disco lighting from below, and for Heihachi's, people carry point lights, which makes for cool and darkenings upon distance. These things will also relate to how people relate to their stages too. June gets the sunny, bright lighting from up top, which suits her suits and their airly colors excellently, just like how the dark background in Cause's Cum Dungeon blends in with the black parts of his fancy purple suit. And the sunny oranges in Michelle's stage hit her mostly her skin-toned color palette with blue accents in a really nice color-wheeled contrasting way. It's all just so fucking dramatic, and it's most certainly enhanced by how rudimentarily the lighting hits these low-poly gemstone people. This goes for the renders too, to be honest. They're detailed, and a big step up from what one was doing, but nobody still has any pores, and Heihachi's bald-ass head is shiny shaded to shit. I mean, look at Lee's leather pants, Michelle's boots, or this fucking group photo. How is he like this? I mean, at least with Yoshi, it makes sense that he's gleaming, but what the fuck is Paul's eye-searingly red excuse? There's a tangible sorta, wow, look at how fancy these graphics is-ness to it. Mannequin people. Fashion. As if a salaciously shiny expensiveness that's as gaudy in excess as Cause's chandelier penthouse. Heihachi Mishima likes the piece of the world? Does he now? Oh, I guess he did have 600 piece. Nina likes Tom of Tom and Jerry. I guess we're on squad fuck Jerry then. And Law likes money. I suppose that explains Yoshimitsu's FMV from Tekken 1, though. Why he's out in the slums is anyone's guess, I guess. Shame we don't get shit for Lee, though, because, dog, his presence in this is odd. Like, first of all, his FMV, there's so much going on here. Neo Roppongi 2012. Like, is that when Tekken 2 takes place? 2012? Roppongi Nina? What does that mean? The dynamic duo of Angel and Pac-Man are also there. And then when it cuts to him in his big pee-pee office, he has to fucking obey shit on his desk. Now look at these frames! With the timpani hits too, can we hear that? He straight up fucking put them in the cum dungeons. That's so fucking raw. I love it. But also, shout out his fashion. Like, peep these light blue jeans with the open black leather jacket with a white horse on back and a silver chain and silver accents on his gloves and boots complementing his silver hair. It's so fucking 90s. All fashion in Tekken 2 is, in fact, I mentioned Diamond Armor June in my last video, but all faded light blue jean June is also pretty swaggy. Especially dig how even her headband thingy is the same exact fabric as the rest. Like, that's a lot of effort to put into your outfit. Beck also has that 90s Steven Seagal from Kensei's Sacred Fist swag going on. Like, he could be in a lesser known grunge band for all you know. Whoa. Pepsi! And man, fucking Casual Cause with the little demon shirt. That's such Vegeta bad man energy. Good going on a crop top though, that owns. And I also legit love Black Leather Paul giving big horror movie punk vibes. It's all cool though. It has like bits of high fashion energy rather than raw street fashion or super overtly fighting gamey design shit, overuse of gloves aside. As it's like, it is street fashion, but it's street fashion famous artists would have worn in the 90s. This cast could be in a band or on an edgier runway, you know what I mean? Because, anyway, yeah, if it wasn't obvious by now, I straight up adore how Tekken 2 presents itself on all fronts. Thing is, I dig the way that art can conjure vibes that intersect across art forms and straight into real life through broader cultural trends and technical shifts, making me think about why I like what I like and making me like it more. For instance, there's a clear through line for me to how I, as a kid, was mesmerized by a piece of transparent red plastic that came off a chocolate wrapper, and how it looked as I held it up to the light, and then collecting gems in Spyro and Crash, to me now, fucking with jewelry, IRL, and the sheer shimmers in a aliased image. And a lot of those types of memories and connections exist within the Sophistifuture vibe for me. And so, also in Tekken 2 in particular. And I think it's really great how people can end up similarly inspired. Like with how its angel and devil imagery has ended up being referenced in hella places, or with how people started recreating Tekken 3's King's fits. Not to mention the musical influence the combined forces of Tekken and Ridge Racer have had on modern day electronic music in general. And I mean, with Tekken 2 Zeebo, how could it not?
Tekken 2 Zeebo, it is best version of Tekken 2. Best visual and best music. Yes, Zeebo.
Now, with 3, the series obviously took a very different approach, being grungy, back alley heavy with dashes of Neon Thunder edge, soon befit of Monster Energy can aesthetics. Tag, then, despite being based off of 3, returned to something more akin to 2, but making it airier and a smidge more Y2K, with 4 pushing this evolution into a formal, clean future sort of vibe.
Round 1. Fight.
That we'd see a lot more of on the 7th gen in particular. However, with 5, Tekken sorta went back to 3, ratcheted up the Monster Energy cantness of it by way of flashy tournament vibes and, well, all Tekken since have basically been exactly the same aesthetically. On one hand, a series finding a consistent stylistic identity probably ain't bad, but on the other hand, I am so fucking bored with this now. This bootleg 8-character select screen is easily the most excited I have been for anything Tekken related in over a decade, and it's fake. And I'm so sad that it's fake, cause it's fucking something. Something bold, something new, something maximalist, something that would absolutely upset motherfuckers more narrow-minded towards design shit. And so it's something that would or could inspire. And while I'm sure Tekken 8 will be cool in its own right, all of this does just make me appreciate what 2 did stylistically even more so. Being that it was something bold, something new, and something influential, and something that I will hold very near and dear. Combining its creepy occulty themes, its Saibatsu Yakuza sinister businessmen, with a interesting concoction of 90s technicalities to create the very first Sophistifuture video game. Oh my god. Is this why Beck has minus 1000 peace sign? Is it cause he was there and he knew? But he told us nothing!